How we doing, people? Jordan here, back in the rock vault for another killer episode of Rock and Unbox. Some of my favorite videos I get to make because I get to share with you in the excitement of getting packages and getting cool things that I get to add to my ever-growing collection, Jordan's Rock Vault. Today is June 5th of 2025. This is probably going to be the first video I post that is like the very next day after I get the thing. I've got a lot of videos in the works that are going to be coming out in the coming months that are from earlier this year. I get very busy, so please don't fault me for that. But today I have something very special that I need to share right now that just came out. This was a pre-order item that I ordered earlier this year. This is a very cool album from a band that I love, pressed on vinyl for the very first time. Inside this box is Revolution by Slaughter. Without further ado, I'm going to open up this box and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. It says explicitly, do not use blades to open, but if you're a returning viewer and have seen any of my other videos where I open things, I always use a blade to open things, and today is no exception. I just saw it. This is so cool already. Oh my God. We're going to open this up together. I want you guys, I know I just said that I saw it, but for the sake of what we're trying to do here, I want you guys to be included just as much as I am. So we're going to open this together for the first time, taking a look at this, hopefully for the first time. Let's take a look at it. Dude, that is sick. Whoa. Now this release comes from Deko Entertainment. Deko Entertainment, thank you so much for making this available to us. This is one of those albums that I didn't think would ever get a vinyl release, but here we are. Huh. Interesting. All right, let me toss this box out of here and we'll take a look at this. So, here we have Revolution by Slaughter on vinyl for the first time. Here is the back. Here is the front. Now, I don't know if this is supposed to be crooked like that. Maybe I'm crazy. I might have to look at the CD cover that I have, but it's a little blurry looking. Huh. Still very cool. Now I know some people might be curious why I care about what the cover looks like. I've been criticized in the past, especially at record stores, you know, that I've gone to, where I see a record and I'm like, oh my God, this is so cool. But it's like a repress or like a bootleg or like, you know, an unofficial release, and the cover looks like shit. Or like, you know, a different, like a older album that's been beat up. You know, I don't want to buy an album that looks like shit. Why? Like, and they'll ask me, why do you care what the cover looks like? You're not buying the album for the cover, you're listening to the vinyl. Well, no. Fuck you. I want the cover to look just as good as the vinyl does. Because then what's the point of having the whole thing where I can touch it and hold it and look at it? I don't want it to look like shit. So I'll have to go back to the CD and see if it's as pixelated as this, but this image is a little bit pixelated. You know, the Revolution logo and the Slaughter logo. Quick interjection here. I am in the middle of editing this video right now, and I said that I was going to take a look at the CD cover because something about this cover did not look right. I don't know if it was designed this way on purpose, but there are some discrepancies that I feel the need to point out, just in good conscience and good faith, and just in general. So this cover is nowhere near as crisp as the cover on the CD. This looks good. This looks whatever. This looks bad. Like way bad. Like bad photocopy bad. And you know what? That's the truth. That's what I'm seeing. This is no dig at Deko Entertainment. It's just, this is what I'm seeing. This is the product in my hand. Not only that, this graphic is crooked. It is not on this vinyl straight. Look at this. This is the CD. This is straight across. This, you can just eyeball it. Look at that. That is on an angle. So on this left side here, we have, hold on, 50 millimeters. We move over here, we are at 60 millimeters. From the left side of this cover to the right side of this cover, that is 10 millimeters off. And for those who don't know what 10 millimeters is, 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. Including this side cover right here. That's 10 millimeters. That's like 8. Why is this crooked? The photocopy part I could have done with it. I don't care about that. Sometimes you get that. It is what it is. It is what it is. What are you gonna do, right? But why is it crooked? Look, you can just see that it's crooked. The whole thing is on an angle. Even this right here. What is that? That's not on this, is it? No, it's not. Look at that. No, look at that. That is crooked as hell. Anyways, just like I said, it is an observation and in no way a dig at the company that made this. Maybe they made it like that on purpose. I don't know. This is the first one of these that I've seen. I haven't really taken too much of a look at ones that other people have gotten, which now I'm going to. The cover's crooked. It is what it is. Anyways, back to the video. Thank you guys. Just an observation, not hating on it. Just, this is what I'm seeing. This is real life right here. So nobody thinks they're getting like anything extra crisp and then they get it and, you know, what the hell is this? So right here, front cover, Tim Kelly, Blas Elias, Mark Slaughter, Dana Strum. First time on vinyl. I believe I bought the blue one. This is the back right here. Side A, of course, some bangers, Tongue and Groove, Stuck on You. Side B is where my heart is. Rocky Mountain Way. I'm Gone is my favorite song on this album. Welcome to Love Songs. Here's a beautiful ballad from a band who call themselves Slaughter. That's a great song. I'm going to open this up. Let's take a look at it, guys. Again, I will be using this blade. I don't care. We are open. So right here we've got the full band, and on the other side we have some credits. It appears that this sleeve has some damage on it. That is clearly not from me, considering I just opened this. Pretty cool. Let me take a look at. I know it's a little quiet. I'm sorry. I'm just analyzing this because it's the first time that I'm seeing this. So, as I said, blue vinyl. We have Slaughter Revolution, Deko. It's actually pretty cool looking. Almost looks like a guitar pick. Like a celluloid guitar pick. Very, very cool. I'll play it later on. I don't need to get striked for any music or anything. Been there, done that. But all in all, I'm happy with this. I'm actually very happy with this. You know, this is one of those albums that I didn't ever think would get, you know, a vinyl release. I know there's been a lot of boots hitting the market lately of like different albums that are super expensive and hard to come by. Of course, this being the first vinyl release of this album ever, you know, I'm not aware of any other ones in existence. So, yeah. Slaughter Revolution. Ooh. Vinyl, first time on vinyl from Deko Entertainment here. Very cool, very grateful to have this, and all in all, I'm happy with it. Very cool. I really do love this album, guys. Very, very underrated album. If you guys get a chance to check out this album, Revolution by Slaughter. I'm gonna set this down. Thank you guys for being here. Kind of a little bit of a boring one. Not too much to it. That is my first impression of this vinyl. Straight out of the box, no punches pulled, just my opinions, my thoughts, my observations. So if you liked it, like, comment, subscribe, you know the deal. I hate having to say that, but it helps to just remind people that, you know, anything y'all can do to help me out is greatly appreciated. And I also appreciate you guys for being here. And as always, I will see you on the next one.